Yeah, so it helps us master Quran recitation. Also allows us to equip make sure we have the credential to say the Arabic language properly. Also, they train us to become Quran and Arabic teachers, which inshallah some of you may become, even to your children or your relatives, your friends. So ultimately, this presentation is about helping you with the Quranic recitation. I've covered most of that last week. Most of you will already be familiar with this. Also, we'll be starting most of our sessions, should be every session really, by this ayah, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, وَرَتِّلِ الْقُرْآنَ تَرْتِيلًا. So recite the Quran slowly and distinctly. So alhamdulillah, this is why all of us are here, to read the Quran in its best way. And the best way to read the Quran is by making sure our tajweed is also the best. So if your tajweed is in good level, that means your Quran recitation, alhamdulillah, is in a good level. Also another very, very important hadith, خَيْرُكُمْ مَنْ تَعَلَّمَ الْقُرْآنَ وَعَلَّمَهُ. The best among you is the one who learns the Quran and teaches it. Also the Day of Judgment as well, Allah is going to ask us about what we did with our knowledge. Did we keep to ourselves? Were we stingy with it? This is also one of the questions that Allah will ask, what have we done with our knowledge? What do we do with it? So it's no benefit if you have the knowledge all to yourself and you don't share your knowledge to other people, your students or your relatives. There's no use for that knowledge except for yourself, which is just, it's very selfish. So yeah, خَيْرُكُمْ مَنْ تَعَلَّمَ الْقُرْآنَ وَعَلَّمَهُ. The best among you is the one who learns the Quran and teaches it. And the best knowledge as well to have is, of course, the knowledge diniyya, the religious knowledge, so stuff about Islam. And the Quran is one of the best knowledge to have in Islam. The Quran, the knowledge of the Quran, you have the quality to give knowledge, give the knowledge about the Quran is the best way. This is also another hadith. من قرأ حرفا من كتاب الله فله به حسنة والحسنة بعشر أمثالها. لا أقول ألف لام حرف، ألف حرف ولام حرف وميم حرف. So every letter will get 10 rewards, 10 ajr. So you don't say 3 words, you don't say alif lam mim, except alif is a letter, lam is a letter, and mim is a letter. And each of these letters you will get 10 hasanat. So if you just say alif lam mim, yeah, you'll get 30 hasanat. And this is from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also, indicates the amount of rewards we can get by just reading the Quran. So if you just read a page a day, it's very, very easy to get hasanat, which alhamdulillah is one of Allah's mercy as well. It's easier to get hasanat than to get sins. And this is from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I do have a problem now when skipping the slides. I don't know why. Yeah, here's another hadith. But inshallah that we've already covered too, so we'll just keep that for now. Why is tajweed important? Yeah, a lot of people, they get into tajweed lessons and they, try to join tajweed lessons, but then when they come, they don't even know what tajweed is. They don't know what tajweed is. They heard it from a sheikh, they heard it from, I don't know, their parent or something. Someone tells them, oh, your tajweed is not good, or you made this tajweed mistake, and you're thinking, what is tajweed? So ultimately what tajweed is, well, the question I hear is actually, why is tajweed important? But tajweed is to pronounce each letter from its correct articulation point, giving its right and due, considering the characteristics of the letters. So what tajweed is, make sure you're giving everything in the Quran, everyone in the Quran, it's right. So even it's from its letters, from the tilawah, even the way you say it, like instead of something in the Quran, for example, it should be one motion. You don't say, like some shuyukh, even sometimes some shuyukh, they say they move the mouth, the bottom jaw, they move up and down. That's not how you read the Quran. The Quran should not be read like this. This is a tajweed mistake. وَلَا الضَّالِّينَ. That's how it should be. And inshallah, we'll go through all of that as well when we do our qaida, inshallah, at the end. But yeah, even these smallest things, we have to make sure we're giving it its correct, we're giving it its respect, basically. So why is it really important? I kind of answered that already. To protect the tongue from making mistakes in pronunciation when reading the Quran. It's not just the tongue, of course. We'll go through as well the letters of throat, the khash, your nose, you know, your lips as well. So yeah, inshallah, we'll cover that in a bit. What is a legal ruling for learning tajweed? So this is an individual obligation for all Muslims. So tajweed is actually obligatory for us Muslims to try to implement when reading the Quran. Yeah, to all Muslims to apply the rules when reading, and the collective obligation to learn the theory of the rules. So we should try read the Quran with tajweed. Of course, no one's tajweed is 100%. Yeah, we are all humans every day anyway, and Allah does not burden the soul more than it can, bear. So, you know what I mean? It's you won't get any bad deeds if you make a mistake or something like that. Of course, no, you don't. You might even get a reward for trying. So, but it still doesn't change the fact that we still have to, when we learn something, tajweed rule, we have to try to implement it. We try our best to implement it. And it's also obligatory as well, fard kifaya, to learn the theory of the rules. So we need to know why it's pronounced like this, and why is it fatha and not kasra? Why do you stop here better than stopping there? All of this, inshallah, it's also followed upon us to learn about these rules. So inshallah, we'll try to cover, well, most of it, inshallah, in our sessions. That's in the Quran session. So alhamdulillah. Yeah, this is of course one of the honorable sciences as it relates to the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Excuse me. So yeah, so the summary, we'll inshallah divide our lessons into 3. So last week we've covered the makharij, and inshallah we'll do that today as well. I already said why at the beginning. If you didn't hear me or you came late for any reason, inshallah, if you were in the group, I'm sure one of the admins clarified the reason why we did it again. But yeah, we're supposed to do sifat today, but like I said, we'll do makharij again. So this week, inshallah, we'll look at makharij, next week sifat, and then the third week, after 2 weeks from now, we look at the akhta. So now the first today, we're going to look at the knowledge of the articulation point of the letters. So that's the makharij. And then next week, knowledge of the characteristics of the letters. That's our sifat. And then lastly, knowledge of the common mistakes, which is the akhta. Inshallah, if you don't have any clue about this, inshallah, we look at the makharij today. So by the end of today, at 3 o'clock, when our lesson ends, inshallah, you'll have actually a very detailed, by the looks of it from last week, it was very detailed, so alhamdulillah. So you'll have a detailed overview of what the makharij is and everything, and I'm sure the same thing would be for the sifat and akhta. So yeah, here, these are the makharij al-huruf, the articulation points of the letters. So the letters ultimately come from 17 exit points, and these 17 exit points are grouped in 5 locations. So you got the jawf letters, the halq letters, the throat, as you can see there, the tongue, al-lisan letters, the lips, and the nasal, the nose, yeah, the khayshum. So there's 17 exit points. All these letters come out from 5 different places, yeah? 17 exits, but there's 5 locations where it comes out from, yeah? So you got the letters that come out from the jawf, which is the throat, and there are different places where the letters come out from the throat. You got, inshallah, we'll look at that in the next slide as well. The upper throat, where these letters come out from the middle throat, the bottom throat, and then and the spit of the mouth as well, different parts of the mouth, the tongue, different parts of the tongue. Not all letters come out from the same part of the tongue. some come from different parts. The lips, the nasal cavity as well. Inshallah, we look at that as well. So you don't need to worry if you don't know. So you know where the nose is, the jawf is, of course. So you got the lips down here, not highlighted nicely in the presentation. The tongue, the jawf, khayshum, the nose, and halq, which is of course down there. So yeah, inshallah, we'll start with the jawf, which is the empty space. Excuse me. So yeah, the jawf. So the jawf is the empty space in the mouth and the throat. Okay. So this one articulation point is for 3 letters, only 3 letters: alif, waw, and ya. So these alif, waw, ya, they come out from the jawf, which is, like I said, the empty space in mouth and the throat. Inshallah, if I'm going too fast or anything like that, I'm sure you can see as well from the top, it's all being recorded. So in your free time, inshallah, you can just, review in your spare time, inshallah. So the empty space in the mouth. The empty space in the mouth and throat has in one articulation point for the 3 lengthened letters. So as you can see here, alif. So this is where the alif should come out from. So ba, bu, bi. Yeah, this is alif, waw, ya. At the bottom here, they highlight in red, ba, bu, bi. And it'll look here nicely as well. As you can see, there's the teeth. So this is where the letters should come out from. Ba, bu, and bi. You can see that Wi-Fi signal thing there. Look, it's coming from the throat here. Ba, bu, and bi. And now we're moving to the halq letters, the throat. Which is this is in my opinion, the hardest one. Because of course, these letters are not in every language. Kha, gha, ha, a, ha, and hamza. Yeah, basically. So there are 3 articulation points for the following 6 letters: kha, gha, ha, a, ha, and hamza. So all these letters come out from the throat. But what it means here by 3 articulation points, it means from 3 different places from your throat. They all don't come from the same place, of course. Ha comes out from different, kha, of course. So inshallah, we'll break that down. So yeah, there you go. So there's 3. You can see 3 places here. So you got kha and gha. They come from the top of the throat. From there, kha and gha come from the top of the throat. And then you got the wasatul halq, the middle of the throat. You got ha and a. Yeah. People, because alhamdulillah, when I listen to my students, the biggest mistake is the ha and a. The a sounds like a ha, and sometimes the ha sounds like a a. So it's very good to, it's actually, like I said, it's obligatory to try to, distinguish the difference between ha and a. And inshallah, with a bit of practice, it shouldn't be too hard. And then you got the aqsal halq, which is the bottom of the throat. You got hamza and ha. Hamza and ha. And yeah, so this is where the 6 letters come out from the throat. So yeah, it's just basically repeating what I just broken it down already in the slide. But quickly, the aqsal halq, we said already, the bottom, hamza and alif. We said it coming from the bottom of the throat here, as you can see right at the bottom. So these are the 2 deep letters that come from your throat, hamza and ha. And you got wasl halq, I said that already, ha and a, in the middle, as you can see, ha and a. And now of course with the top part of your throat, front of the throat, the closest to the mouth, and these are the kha and gha. Kha and gha. The kha and gha. And now we are moving to the next category, which is the lisan. So as you can see here, translated for you, the tongue, al-lisan. So there are 10 articulation points for 18 letters over 4 areas of the tongue. So these letters, 18 letters, come out from 4 areas of the tongue. Remember I said to you, not all of them come from the same area of your tongue. Of course, it's from 4 different areas of the tongue. And yeah, of course, it just here, just broken it down to aqsa lisan, deepest part of your throat, of your tongue, sorry, down here. This is really simple science, of course, all of you know what the lisan is. Wast lisan, middle, haft lisan, right at the edges, and the taraf lisan as well, which is the tip of the tongue, the front edges. So yeah, the aqsa lisan, deepest part of the tongue, meets the upper palate. And these letters are the kaf and qaf. So kaf and qaf, yeah, these come from, you might not realize this, but subhanallah, this is what actually is coming out from the back of your tongue. Yeah, your tongue is not really, it's not, it's very deep, actually, it's very long. So where it comes out from. The kaf and the qaf come all from the back of your tongue. As you can see, that this diagram shows it perfectly. So when you make the letter kaf and qaf, your tongue is actually lifting, and it's making this noise between the right at the back top. Look at how your tongue lifts all the way up like that, and then it makes a sound by making this. Look at this small space between your top of your tongue right there at the back and the palate. This is the palate. If you guys didn't know, palate is there, and the kaf comes out from between the tongue and the palate right there. And I told you before that this is very detailed. So yeah, mashallah, very detailed. And same thing with the letter qaf as well. This is both the kaf and qaf to come out from this area. And the next one is the wast lisan, the middle of the tongue meets the upper palate. Same thing as the last one, but this time it just comes out from the middle. Comes from the middle. As you can see here, this diagram is again very, very useful. Ja, you got ja, which is, you know, front to middle. Sheen is down there as well, and you got yeah, غير ممددة, just yeah, without any med on it. So these are where these 3 letters come out from. And then you got hafat al-lisan, which I already said to you is the side and the edge of the tongue. And these 2 letters are the dad and lam. They come from the edge of your throat. Sorry, the edge of your tongue. But you need to also keep in mind that it's not just the lisan that you have to try to, you know, put the effort in. It's actually all the places I told you. Remember the 5 places: the throat, lisan, tongue, the nose, your throat, and throat, tongue, lips. What was it? I already forgot. But what I'm trying to say is you have to try to. You can't just use the lisan, or you have to use every part of these 5 areas to make that letter come out. So if you actually don't say the dad, if you just say from your lips, that means you're saying it wrong. You have to make sure you're saying it from, you know, all of these 5 places. But ultimately, what it's trying to say is this is the place where you have to make the most emphasis on. Like lisan, dad comes out from the tongue, but you still have to use your throat now and then as well, your nose, because in the Quran, you know, there's join, you have to join with the other letter and all of that. So that's why you have to say from all areas. For example, mim ba'dihim, yeah, it's actually iqlab. So the noon changes to a meme. So noon, you don't really need use your lips, noon, yeah. But later, there's a rule, of course, inshallah, we'll look at that next time, iqlab. So the noon changes to a meme, it becomes mim ba'dihim. Mim, look how I'm closing my mouth, mim ba'dihim. So now I'm using my lips because of the iqlab. So you still need to make sure that you need to know which letters come out from which part of your the 5 categories. So yeah, back to the blood. So yeah, this is where the blood comes out from. The side of the tongue and root of the upper molars down here. So look at just summarize what I said perfectly. Look, the blood we said is from the lisan, yes, but look what's coming out from. It's coming from your throat. So your throat does play a part in this as well. Your tongue plays a part to this as well. Look where it comes out from. Remember how we make the kaf? Normally the kaf would stop here. Yeah, kaf will stop there. But the blood is your throat, your lips from there as well, your tongue, sorry, and then comes out all the way like that. So it's combination of your throat, your tongue, and the upper palate, yeah, and your tongue, yeah. So I told you, this actually picture just summarized what I said before very nicely. I'm sure I've seen something. This one is from the most difficult. There. This is one of the most difficult articulation points for Arabs and non-Arabs. So it's not just non-Arabs actually find this word difficult. A lot of Arabs where they mix this with a letter of Vad. Vad and Dad. These are two different letters. Dad, walad, is different to, some people, of course, it's wrong. But people say waladhalin, for example. There's some students that teach us how to say the Dad. Waladhalin. It's not waladhalin, it's waladhalin. Inshallah, we look at where the Va comes out from as well. But yeah, here you got the lam, the edge of the tongue and part of the teeth towards the palate. Yes, correct. So the middle picture I think is very good. If you look where the high heel, how how you make the lam, la. This is actually the top teeth, the top upper jaw, not the bottom one, but yeah, just to let you know. Lam. So the next category is al-taraf al-lisan, which is the tip of the tongue. 5 articulation points, 11 letters. That's the lam and the noon. Well, I think did we go back? I think we went back. Yeah, I think I went back by accident. Bear with me for a minute. Yeah, so this is where we stopped. Then the next one's a noon. Yeah, noon. This is the same one. The middle picture is still the upper jaw, and noon. So that comes out from the edge of the tongue and the part roots of the teeth. So noon comes out when the edge of the tongue touches the gums of the top teeth from enyab to seniyab. Yeah, we'll look at that inshallah another time. But that's not really important. All you need to know is to make sure that this is how you make the noon. And noon is not too difficult. I'm sure most of you know how to say the letter, sorry. And also it's important that noon is this, again, summarize what I said earlier. Look now, it's part of your tongue, and now this time it's your nose as well. So as you can see, these Wi-Fi signals, well, they look like Wi-Fi signals anyway. They come out from your nose. So it's a combination of your tongue and your nose, not just your tongue. I know it falls under the category of the tongue, but still, like I said, the other places take part as well, play their role as well. And this time it's the nose, yeah. And that's why ghunna as well, known as a part of the ghunna as well. And inshallah, we look at the ghunna as well when we progress in the qaida. But for example, min qablihim, mim, noon. This noon is from your nose. Min qablihim. So yeah, inshallah, we look at that in a more detail next time, inshallah. Now we're going to look at the tip of the tongue, taraf al-lisan. That's the noon and the ra. So again, the noon comes out from the tip and from the edge as well. So this is how you make the ra. If you could look at my cursor, ra, not ra. People put the tongue all the way back, ra, but it's ra. Make sure your tongue is closer to your teeth, ra, not ra. I got this student as well, subhanAllah. Students make just so many mistakes out there. A lot of you got different variations. I got this one student, He's mashallah, his reading is very good. The only problem he has is a ra. His ra is, he can't say, subhanAllah, some people cannot just say it. Maybe the problem with the tongue or something. But he can't say ra, he just says ra, 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 ra. And I always try to, I practice with him, ra, ra. But yeah, ra comes out when the edge of the top portion of the tongue touches the gums of the top 4 front teeth. Yeah, the upper, ra, ra. Like I said, this is very important. Make sure your ra is not all the way back. Your tongue, sorry, it's not all the way back. It's a r. You have to make that noise. Noon again. So, like I said, noon comes out when the edge of the tongue touches the gums of the top teeth. Noon. We looked at that as well. طرف اللسان, the tip of the tongue. So these letters are ta, ta, and da. Yeah. Inshallah, towards the end when I hear your, you can volunteer and read. But when you do, I'm gonna hear you reading, and I'm gonna make sure I'll hear how you say the ta, because a lot of people say, it's not, it's ta, et, not et. That's how you say it, et. You don't make that noise. You know what I mean? Because some people, they take the tongue too out. Et. So they say everything right except at the bottom when they make this, except at the end when they make this, this extra sound, which no need to make that sound. Et. It's just et. That's how you make the ta. But yeah, I just said it anyway because it's a very common mistake. So ta, bod, and dal. So yeah, ta and the dal. This is how you make them, the sound. All from the tip of the tongue. All of these are from the tip of the tongue. Tip of the tongue and the parts of the upper palate, yeah? Down here. Bod, ta, and dal. And now you got طرف اللسان again, but this time it's behind the lower teeth. This time you're looking at the top teeth, like ra, bod, all these top teeth. This one is the lower teeth. So you got sin, zed, and sod. Yeah, sin, zed, and sod. Yeah, we'll skip that for now. Actually, look at it. So yeah, this is the sin, zed, and sod. All of them, as you can see, very close to the bottom teeth. Down here, I don't know where that diagram is. Anyway, zed, sin, and sod come out when the tip of the tongue touches the edges of the lower incisors, along with the upper incisors. So what I'm trying to say, it's just, you just need to make sure that these letters are not coming from the top teeth. If it's coming from the top teeth, then you're saying it wrong. That's how you know automatically it's wrong. So zin, sod, and sad. And sorry, sin. Zed, sin, and sod. Again here, all this is the tip of the tongue touching the tips of the upper front teeth. So fed. Also, these are the letters that your tongue are out. This is the only letters where your tongue should be out. The rest of them, like I said, rod, ra, saw, all these letters, you can't see my tongue. Sod, ra, can't see my tongue, yeah? But these letters, tha, va, and the, you can see my tongue. Tha, va, and the. All of these, my tongue is actually touching now. It's touching. I'm taking my tongue out, and it's touching both. Tha, my top teeth, actually, just my top teeth. Tha, va, and the. So, yeah, so ultimately, with these 3 letters, what you're trying to do is make sure your tongue is out. There, va. If the tongues are in, then automatically you're saying it wrong. Yeah, there, va. As you can see from the middle, what's it called, diagram. your tongue should be out. There, va, there. And now we actually move to a different category. So we're looking at the lips, you know, the tongue, the tip, the edge. We looked at the deep part of your tongue, everything. Sorry, your tongue. So now we're going to be only looking at the shafatan, which is the lips. There are 2 articulation points of the following 4 letters: beam, ba, meme, ba, meme, wow, and fa. All these are, you know, lips. But like I said, to remember, keep that in mind. It's a combination of everything: your nose, your throat. Some letters combination of just your throat and tongue. Some your throat, tongue, and nose. You know, so it's different. But yeah, inshallah, we're looking at that. The lower lip meets with the front upper teeth. So fa, fa. As you can see, my bottom lip is meeting the top teeth, top teeth. Fa, fa. That's quite simple. I'm sure most of you know how to say it anyway. Fa, pronounced from the edge of the upper front teeth and the wet part of the lower lip. So fa comes out when the edge of the top front teeth touches the inside of the bottom lip. Yeah, fa, fa, correct. And now here, form, inshallah, the next letter is wow. So to make the letter wow, you have to form a circle. You have to form a circle with the lips without them meeting completely. Very important. It's not, well, it's wow, wow. So tubu, tubu, yeah, not tubu. Some people say two instead of two, yeah. So look, this time now it's a combination of your tongue and your lips. Yeah. So if you're not adjusting your tongue properly, you would say tubu, tubu. Yeah. It's tubu. It's your now. It's actually it's your lips, and your tongue. Yeah, lips and your tongue. Where you put your tongue. Tubu ilallahi. Yeah. That's why he said without them meeting completely. Very good. Tubu there. As you can see, that's how your lips should be when you say the wow. Tubu, tubu. The unlengthened wow is articulated by forming a circle of the 2 lips without the 2 lips meeting completely. Wow, wow. And now you got the meme, of course, pressing the lips together and using the nasal passage. Pressing the lips together and using the nasal passage. There you go. Now your nose and your lips. So I told you it's always a combination of it, you know, something. Meme. You have to make sure that the sound comes out from your nose, especially when you do your ghunna. I'll give this very common example. Meme ba'dihim. The meme it's coming from my throat. Sorry, my nose. Meme ba'dihim. Meme ba'dihim. This is ghunna. Ghunna is always from your throat. Yeah, I can say throat. It's always coming from your nose. So yeah, meme here. Like I said, very detailed presentation. Pronounced from the dry part of both lips. The meme is articulated by closing the 2 lips together. Meme, meme ba'dihim. And the sound comes out from, you know. And the next one is the letter ba, pressing lips firmly together. Same like B, pressing lips together. Same like meme, pressing lips together. But this time, it's stronger than the letter meme. There puts it in brackets for a reason. Stronger than the letter meme. So ma, yeah, meme. But ba is stronger. Ba, you have to make this kind of bouncy, echoey noise. You know, this thing. Ba. That's why ba is also from the qalqala letters. The qalqala letters, yeah. So تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب, like that. This one, the ba now has a shadda in it. That's what I'm saying. وتب, yeah. That's why I'm holding on that. Inshallah, we look at shadda as well another time. For shadda, well, in a nutshell, quickly, it's just holding on the letter, pausing on it. وتب. فكيف كان عقاب. This is qalqala. You have to make this with the letter ba. You always have to make this, this very strong, echoey, bouncy noise. عقاب. Yeah. So that's letter B. Letter B, sorry. There's articulated by closing the two lips together, but a stronger closing than the meme. So it's very similar to the meme. And now you got the khayshum. There you go. Noon and meme. We've already covered noon and meme. We just covered it meme like 2 minutes ago. Meme, close the lips together, and noon. We covered that as well with the lips. But it still falls onto the category of khayshum. Why? Because like I said to you, very important. I said that 5th time now or something. It's a combination of everything. So noon and meme, you make them from the khayshum and your lips. Well, just the noon is lips, but meme is the lips. Yeah, so this is the furthest point of the top of the nose. The ghunna, sounds familiar. The ghunna sound is made from here. Yeah, so like I said, remember before, ghunna is only from your nose. A humming sound when articulating a meme or a noon with shadda on it. So when there's a shadda on these letters, on a noon or a meme, it automatically becomes a ghunna. Yeah, even if you don't have what's it called? A tajweed book. You know, these Quran, when you open, you find colors in them to make it easy for you to identify which tajweed rule it is. So the blue one normally be qalqala, green one will be ghunna, red will be med. But even if you don't have that book, let's say you're on your phone and the app you use don't have that, that coloring feature. When the noon or a meme has a shadda on it, it automatically becomes a ghunna. Yeah. So I always give the example min ba'dihim or min qablihim. So or hunna libasun lakum. Yeah, hunna. Look, the noon's got shadda on it. So it comes from your nose. Yeah. فانكحوهن shadda. It's got ghunna on it. Yeah. Ghunna. Even the letter ghunna, just the word ghunna has shadda on the noon. Ghunna. Ghunna. As you can see, that's the shadda. It's like a W shape. So from the whole of ultimately comes out from the whole of the nose towards the inside of the mouth. Here there is one articulation point, that of a ghunna. Ghunna. There you go. These Wi-Fi signals, symbols thing, all come out from the nose. Alhamdulillah. So like I said to you, sifat, inshallah, we'll look at that next week. So alhamdulillah, we finished al-huruf. We looked at all the letters in the Arabic alphabet, and we looked at where each of these letters come out from. And alhamdulillah, we learned a lot of things on the way.